The year is 2028. Earth has reached a new threshold in technological advancement, with space exploration progressing beyond the imagination of earlier generations. Humanity has built sprawling cities, harnessed renewable energy, and forged alliances that allow for unprecedented global cooperation. The world's space agencies NASA, ESA, Roscosmos, and others work together to explore the farthest reaches of the cosmos. Telescopes peer into distant galaxies, and probes have ventured to the outer edges of the solar system. Yet, despite these advancements, the true nature of the universe is still largely unknown. Most of the time, the skies remain a silent, mysterious frontier. But that silence is about to be shattered. Without warning, Earth will become the target of an alien force far beyond anything humanity could ever imagine. The scene opens with a tranquil view of the night sky. A large observatory sits on a mountaintop, its telescope trained on the stars. The camera moves through the observatory, where several scientists are gathered, looking through various instruments. The lead scientist, Dr. Nathan Gray, an experienced astrophysicist, is closely monitoring a new satellite scan. The others are working in silence. Cut to various government offices and military bases around the world. Leaders, generals, and scientists scramble as the news spreads. The tone of urgency is palpable. The camera pans across different locations: Washington, D.C., Moscow, Beijing, London, showing a united but anxious world. We have received reports from all over the globe. Unusual signals, unexpected electromagnetic disturbances, and strange cosmic energy readings. This is no ordinary event. The question is, what does it mean? In a large war room in Washington, D.C., General Harris, a grizzled military leader, stands over a map of the world, reviewing military responses. We can't afford to wait and see. We need to activate the global defense protocols now. I want every satellite, every observatory, every radar system focused on this event. If this is an attack, we need to know how to defend ourselves. The camera cuts to a briefing at the Pentagon, where military strategists are working to deploy space-based defense systems. Meanwhile, a group of scientists at a high-tech lab is analyzing the readings further. Days later, the skies grow eerily quiet. The unusual signals have only grown stronger, and the pattern is now unmistakable: something massive is approaching Earth. Suddenly, the world is shaken by a violent event. The sky flickers, and a massive, dark object appears in Earth's orbit, casting a shadow over the planet. This is not a drill. A mysterious object has entered Earth's orbit. It appears to be an enormous spacecraft. We are not alone in the universe. The camera zooms in on the object, which is unlike anything humanity has ever built. It is massive, dark, and angular, its surface shimmering with an unknown energy. It seems to pulse with power, and it emits a low, almost musical hum. The object in the sky begins to send pulses of energy toward Earth. The first impact hits New York City, followed by Tokyo, London, and Moscow. The pulses are precise and devastating, causing massive explosions. Entire blocks disappear in a flash. In an underground bunker, President Helen Carter addresses her cabinet, her face pale with disbelief. This is an all-out attack. We need to respond, but the weaponry we have is no match for their power. We need answers. Who are they, and why are they doing this? Cut to a military base where General Harris watches the destruction unfold on a massive screen. The world's most advanced weapons systems fire missiles into space, but the alien craft's shields repel them effortlessly. As panic begins to spread, scientists and leaders from around the world convene to devise a strategy. Dr. Nathan Gray, the lead scientist from the observatory, is now part of a team tasked with understanding the alien technology. He meets with Dr. Maria Lopez to discuss the most recent findings. In the chaos, the UN organizes a coalition of nations to pool their resources. Together, they begin developing a plan to launch a mission to approach the alien ship. But as the weeks drag on, their resources become strained. Cities continue to burn, and governments struggle to maintain order. In the Space Station Control Center, engineers and astronauts work around the clock to prepare for the mission. Captain Rachel Tan, an experienced astronaut, leads the team selected for this dangerous task. They are to board the space station, which will be launched into the alien ship's orbit, to deploy a powerful EMP device. This is it. We go in, we find their core, and we disrupt their energy source. This mission will determine the fate of Earth. We don't have a backup plan. The astronauts, in full gear, prepare for launch as the countdown begins. The camera cuts to families watching on television, holding their breath. As Captain Tan and her team approach the alien ship, they encounter hostile alien drones. The battle in space is intense, with lasers and energy blasts lighting up the darkness of space. The astronauts, in a coordinated effort, use their spacecraft's agility to dodge the attacks and get close enough to the ship. With a burst of speed, the team docks with the alien vessel. They enter the ship, navigating its dark, mechanical corridors. The alien architecture is unlike anything humans have ever seen, organic and metallic at the same time. They face fierce resistance from alien creatures, but their training allows them to press forward. Inside the heart of the ship, Captain Tan and her team reach the core. The alien ship is a complex structure, pulsing with energy. With no time to waste, they activate the EMP device. The EMP detonates, sending a massive pulse of energy throughout the alien vessel. The ship begins to tremble as its systems malfunction. The invader's power source destabilizes, and the ship begins to crumble. The alien ship explodes in a massive, blinding light. The Earth, though scarred and battered, is saved. The camera pans over the world as people emerge from shelters, witnessing the dawn of a new day. Dr. Gray and Dr. Lopez are seen on a rooftop, gazing at the sky, where remnants of the alien craft linger like a distant memory. The camera pulls back, showing a planet forever changed, yet filled with hope. It began as a whisper in the night. No one knew exactly when or how it started, but reports began to trickle in. Bright lights streaking across the sky, strange pulses detected by satellites, and the inexplicable disappearance of objects in space. Astronomers, once the observers of the universe, were now frantic, scrambling to understand the phenomenon. But there was no time to prepare. The world was about to face an enemy it could not understand. The year was 2028, and humanity had only just begun to glimpse the true vastness of the cosmos. Space exploration had made great strides, but still, the universe was mostly a mystery. That was about to change forever. One evening, as the moon hung full in the sky, a massive ship appeared in the orbit of Earth. It was like nothing anyone had ever seen, dark, mechanical, a hulking mass of metal and energy. There was no warning, no declaration of intent. Just the arrival of something otherworldly. It was unlike any spacecraft humanity had ever built or imagined. The global response was immediate. Governments scrambled, calling emergency meetings, preparing military forces, and sending messages to the UN. The world united for the first time in history, but the questions remained. What did they want? And most importantly, how could humanity stop them? The invaders did not wait long before showing their true power. The massive craft hovering above Earth began to pulse with energy. Suddenly, beams of light shot down from the ship, causing catastrophic explosions in cities across the globe. London, New York, Tokyo, all were hit. Buildings crumbled into dust, and thousands of lives were lost in mere seconds. Global defense systems responded quickly, but their weapons were useless. Nothing seemed to even scratch the surface of the invaders' ship. As if mocking humanity's feeble attempts, the alien forces launched a devastating series of attacks, hitting military bases, infrastructure hubs, and power stations. Entire nations fell into chaos. The world seemed to hold its breath as cities burned, and people scrambled to survive. Yet, amidst the devastation, one thing was clear: this was not an attack of conquest. The aliens weren't here to colonize Earth, they were here to exterminate it. With the world's military forces in disarray and governments teetering on collapse, humanity faced its darkest hour. But the spirit of survival, the resilience that had defined mankind's history, was not so easily extinguished. In an underground bunker in Switzerland, a group of the world's brightest minds gathered. Among them was Dr. Ethan Stroud, an astrophysicist, and Dr. Mia Carter, a leading engineer in artificial intelligence. Together, they had spent years researching ways to combat the unknown, albeit with a focus on space exploration, not war. But now, they had no choice. The fate of the human race rested on their ability to find a solution, no matter how impossible it seemed. Stroud had a theory. He had been studying the alien ship's emissions since its first appearance. The energy they radiated was unfamiliar, but he noticed patterns that resembled something he'd seen before: high-energy particle accelerators. The aliens were drawing power from some form of cosmic energy. If they could disrupt that energy source, they might have a chance. However, the most critical problem was the location of this power source. It was deep within the alien ship itself, surrounded by impenetrable shields. Stroud and Carter quickly realized they needed something more than just weapons. They needed a way to access the ship's core. They began to work on an unprecedented project: a device that could hack into the alien system and, with enough power, destabilize their energy source. In the meantime, humanity came together. Leaders of all nations temporarily put aside their differences, forming a global alliance. The United States, Russia, China, and the European Union shared their most advanced technologies, and the people of Earth pooled their resources to fight the invaders. Engineers, scientists, and military leaders worked side by side, constructing makeshift weapons and new strategies. But there was still one major issue: the aliens were adapting quickly. Every countermeasure humanity attempted, the aliens neutralized just as fast. Time was running out. As days passed, the alien ship began its descent toward Earth. It became clear that the invaders were preparing for something catastrophic: a final, devastating strike that would wipe out all remaining resistance. With the clock ticking down, Dr. Stroud and Dr. Carter had a breakthrough. They developed a prototype weapon: a massive electromagnetic pulse, EMP, generator capable of disrupting the alien energy network. However, there was a catch: to use it, someone would have to board the alien ship and activate it manually. The risk was enormous. No one had survived contact with the alien ship, and no one knew what lay inside. But there was no time to waste. A global space station was launched into low Earth orbit, and it was equipped with the EMP generator. A team of astronauts, led by Captain Rachel Ten, was selected to board the alien ship and deploy the device. They were humanity's last hope. The space mission was harrowing. As the team approached the alien vessel, they encountered fierce resistance. Swarms of alien drones attempted to intercept them, but the astronauts fought back with everything they had, utilizing Earth's most advanced technology. The aliens retaliated with energy blasts, but the astronauts' maneuvering and tactics kept them alive. After a tense battle in space, Captain Ten and her crew managed to dock with the alien ship. They boarded the vessel, carefully making their way to the heart of the ship. They were met with strange, alien creatures, monstrous beings that were both mechanical and organic. But the astronauts didn't stop. They fought, they ran, and they pushed forward.